Hello my dearest friend, it is time for a Q&A and I'm just gonna get straight into it. So I've divided this up into 3 sections: life, booktube and reading, just because that's the way it worked out. So the first is life. Who do you live with? Roommates? No. I mentioned that I recently moved out, but I do still live at home. We have a granny flat where I live with my mum and stepdad. And I've moved into there. I've been in my room in the house for 13 years, which is the longest anyone has been in a room in that house. And it's a great room. I've got a loft bed, or I had a loft bed, and like a built-in bookshelf, well, it was kind of bolted to the wall. And I had a little balcony and it was really cool. It was just really, really small and I've outgrown it. Sadly, I miss it, but it was just time for something a little bit bigger. And with my current work state, I can't afford to move out and rent a place or anything like that, so this is just a nice change. It's also good for my health. So we have a dog and I am allergic to dogs. He is a lovely sheepdog, so affectionate and wonderful. I just die around him. So in here there is less mold and dust and dog, and I'm generally doing better. I'm enjoying this. I also have my own kettle, so I can make a cup of tea at 2 AM and I'm really, really enjoying that. What is your education/life situation? So I am a high school dropout. I dropped out technically in year 12, but I stopped going at the end of year 11, let's be honest. I have recently completed a diploma though of business. I'll talk about that more in another video. So at the moment that's it for me for education. I'm not planning on doing anything more because study is really, really stressful for me. I love learning and education, just not the education system. It's terrible. And at the moment I'm working in an art gallery. I think I mentioned this in a video, maybe. It's a local artist who goes to my church and he has 2 galleries in my city. And I work at one that's down by the sea, which is literally the coolest place to have a gallery because I can just go and look at the boats in the ocean and it's amazing. I work there 3 days a week and then I do Etsy stuff, I do some admin work at my church, stuff like that. I don't do a whole lot at the moment, but it's really, really hard to find work in my town. And as for goals, that's an interesting question. That's actually something I've been trying to figure out myself. I do have a long-term goal of opening my own bookstore and I have it all planned out. Not all of it, I don't have a business plan and stuff like that, but with this business diploma I feel much more capable of planning that and working towards that, which is really good. But just short-term goals, I'm not sure. I would love to travel a lot more. I went to the UK for 3 months and just went all around there. 3 months is actually not long enough just to explore England. Like, I legit you not. They almost didn't let me in because I said I would be exploring England for 3 months, and the lady who was meant to stamp my passport was like, there's not enough to see in England for 3 months. You're gonna like run out of stuff to see. You're gonna be so bored. But honestly, I could have spent like another 9 months there quite easily. So I want to go to, where do I want to go? Lots of Europe at the moment. Austria, Hungary, Italy. I want to go to Venice and Florence and Rome. I want to go to France and I want to go to Spain. I want to go to the countryside and through vineyards and eat sun-dried tomato bruschetta and stuff like that. Just, you know, it's up there, but that's what I want to do. Maybe not bruschetta, just, it's the little things, I guess. What's something that stresses you out? Great, what a great question. So my health actually tends to stress me out a lot. I have a pretty shoddy immune system, to be honest. I feel like I get sick every other week, if not constantly. And this has been the way it's been forever. My mom was really sick when she was pregnant with me, and I have anaphylactic allergies, which are not super great, and I have asthma, and I get migraines and my neck and shoulders get really tense and I just don't have a lot of fun with that. So it stresses me out that I feel sick so often that I don't feel like I'm able to do the things that I want to do, or I'm not able to work as much as I want, or anything like that. My body's just not capable of it at the moment and that stresses me out. Great question, Jen. What are some of your major life philosophies? This is a funny one. I'm not quite sure how to answer this. You could literally sum me up in have courage and be kind, like the Cinderella movie. I'm not kidding. But a lot of my life philosophies revolve around my faith. I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian since I was 7, although that's been like a slow growing process. I wasn't fully into it when I was 7. That's another discussion. This should be a shorter video, hopefully. But I am the kind of person who stubbornly always has hope and will stubbornly always fight against odds, regardless of how bad things are. I will always have hope. And I think that's pretty cool. And I like that about myself. And I'll go on to the next question now. Do you have siblings? I think I remember you mentioning you had a brother. And if so, what are they up to? I have 5 siblings. So my mom had a daughter before she met my dad. I have an older brother who is my full blood brother. I don't think of any of my siblings as like half and full siblings. They're just my siblings and I love them all equally. So when my mom and dad got divorced, my dad had a daughter and my mom has had a further son and daughter. So on my mom's side, there is 5 kids. On my dad's side, there's 3 kids. But on both sides, I am the middle child. I am the ultimate middle child. So my oldest sister, she's 25. She is training to be a midwife and she's pregnant again, which is really, really exciting, and everything seems to be going really, really well, which is such good news. She got married in a year, that was a while ago, maybe 2013. And her husband has recently gotten a job as a teacher, which is his goal. So that's really, really good. Did I say her name was Beck? Her name is Beck. And then my older brother Jake, he is older than me as well. He's 22. He lives in Darwin, which is many, many hours away from us. And he manages a pizza store, which is surprisingly fantastic. He lives up there with his girlfriend and hopefully they're going to move a bit closer sooner or later. I really hope they do. Yeah, he's great. What a fantastic person he is. So then there's me, and I'm just going to go through my mum's side. Then I have a younger brother, Marley, who is 2002, 15. He's 15. He's in school and he wants to do some kind of trade after, I'm not sure, carpentry or something, and he loves his dog and he loves anime. Our dog's name is Mistigan, which is an anime character, and it's great. I love it. And then I have a younger sister, Willow, who is 12, and my older sister and I both agree completely that she can do everything that all of us can do and more. She is the brightest, most sporty, enthusiastic, musical everything child ever, and she's wonderful. She's like Prim, basically. And then my dad's side, my sister Chloe is 15. I don't see her a whole lot because she lives about 6 hours away with her stepmom. Still really, really close with her stepmom, and I love my sister so much. I would just wish I got to see her more. And that's all of my siblings. There's a lot. Do you have any specific ways of studying your Bible? No, I am actually pretty slack when it comes to reading my Bible. I mean, I love to read my Bible, but it's not like I've read the Bible through like I would read another book, because it's more of an emotional book that I try to study or just try to get something out of. I will read a bit and really try to think about it, but I don't have a particular way to study. I'm not the best person for discipline or doing things daily, whatever that's called, routine. I'm not good at that. So I have a journal Bible, so it's like the 2 columns and then like a column of lines, and I just love to write everything in there, and I will read that, and I'll read like C.S. Lewis and some devotionals and other stuff, and I don't know what to say. You mentioned that you dropped out of school. I did. I was wondering how you came to that decision and why you decided that it was the best thing for you. Right. It was something that I knew that I wanted to do for a while. I hadn't liked school since year 1, which is when we moved to where we are now, and I just could not make friends, and I found school really, really hard like that, and I constantly got teased. I was bullied a lot through school. With my health, I have eczema as well, and I have really, really dry skin, and the kids awful about that. Honestly, they were terrible. Like, one time a girl told me that I have breadcrumbs on my face, and then throughout high school, I only found out after I left, but I was known as the skin girl, which is disgusting of anyone to say about absolutely anyone. So school was generally very hard and stressful, and like I said, I love learning, but it was just too much, and it all came together one day when I had a breakdown and I was just bawling my eyes out in the morning when I had an art exam to do. The school that I went to, my art teacher was the most lovely, kind man in the world. He would like take a day off with us, and he'd take us down to a local cafe and like buy us hot chocolates and just make sure that we're all okay. It's like, so how are we going? It's just, what a wonderful man. The kindest man. He's completely understanding, and yet I was still bawling at the thought of not being prepared for this exam, and I realized that I didn't want to be there. Like, there is so much pressure and stress to get an ATAR, and that's what we have in New South Wales in Australia. That's the ranking of the higher school certificate. Well, there's just so much pressure to finish school and to get a good ATAR so you can get into college, so you can do all this sort of stuff. And I didn't want to go to university. I knew that I hated the education system in Australia from my primary school and high school experience. So there was honestly nothing there for me except for learning and my friends. And one day I just decided that I didn't want to put myself through all of this stress and make myself sick and, you know, put my mental well-being at risk for something that doesn't even really matter to me, for something that I'm not going to need for what I want to do. And frankly, I haven't needed it, and I've gone to uni technically anyway. Like, I've got a diploma now. It was just, yeah. Good decision for me. And we have mentors at the school that I went to, and my mentor retired at the same time I dropped out, so we still meet up, and he gives me boxes of books. And when I told him that I wanted to drop out, he was really, really proud of me. He's like, yes, you do. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you for making this decision. And it was a really good moment. Yeah. Booktube. Okay. After 1 year, how does it feel to talk to the camera? Is it still awkward? Do you find it comfortable now? So basically when you start, it feels like the camera is someone looking at you like this. That can be really, really awkward. I don't think I struggled with it a whole lot. Or I've definitely improved. I don't mind looking at the camera now, and my public speaking skills have definitely improved too. And I've always loved public speaking, which is odd, but fantastic. I think you can get used to anything and get comfortable with anything if you do it enough, and don't take that the wrong way and say anything, but like, you can get used to talking in front of a camera if you do it enough. It's a lot of practice and patience, and some things I'm improving through just by doing them repetitively, but I'm getting to the stage where it's like I really want to work on being better, on making better videos, on my presentation and stuff like that. So yes, naturally I think you do become more comfortable, which is very, very cool, but also when you discover that it is something that you want to do and it is something that you love, then you'll go even further in that, and that's where I'm up to. What is the biggest change you see in your approach to making videos after a year? I'm starting to plan a little bit more. My videos are never scripted. I'm about as prepared as Caesar was on the 15th of March, but I can really see the value in dot points now, and just a little bit of preparation can go a really long way. Even just trying different camera angles and waiting till you know the lighting's going to be better, those sorts of things. My approach is much more thoughtful, I guess you could say. Reading. Do you read every day? Where/when do you usually read? I do not read every day. I am a slow reader. I love to read, and I love to read a lot, but I don't read every day. Sometimes this is because I'm sick and my neck and shoulders are just terrible, and if I hold my neck in any kind of position to read a book, my migraine will get terrible. But for example, yesterday I read The Pearl by John Steinbeck and I finished it, and the day before that I finished East of Eden by John Steinbeck. So today I have not read anything, and I don't really plan to read anything because I feel like I've read enough at the moment and my reading levels are really good. That being said, I did buy a book today. I will often read here in my room or in a cafe or outside. There's a couple of different places where I really love to just go with a book. Botanical gardens as well, having a picnic surrounded by flowers, eating food, having a nap. That's my jam. That's my jam. Do you come from a family of readers, and how do their reading habits differ from yours? I do not come from a family of readers. I have no idea why I love books as much as I do. No one around me really loves books that much. I mean, everyone appreciates books and admires them, but they're more the kind of people that will read a book when they hear about it. They won't search out for a new book. They may read like a maximum of 5 in a year. That being said, they really appreciate it when I'm vocal and I tell them about the books that I've been reading and how excited I am, which is really, really cool. But I have no idea where this influence came from. My family's always had 2 really big bookshelves, but they're like kids books and picture books and some non-fiction and some travel books from my stepdad and stuff like that. And just some books, but no one is a reader like me. Maybe my little sister, she might be getting there, but I still don't think it's the same. If you could have dinner with any author, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask them or want to chat about? I had a serious think about this, so I'm going to change it. This is a great question, but I'm going to change it. So it's not dinner, and I'm going to pick several. So I would take I would take Shakespeare out to a pub and have a pint with him, and while we're there, I would get him a Twitter account. I'd love to have a high tea with Jane Austen and Emily Dickinson because I love their wit and their humour, and I feel like being around those women and just soaking that up would be a really, really good day. Also cake. I would love to dance and paint with Beatrix Potter because I feel like she needs that and I would love that. And I would love to sit with J.R.R. Tolkien and cry. Let's be honest, I would just cry. And I would also love to sit with John Steinbeck and people watch, and I'd love to hear his observations about the people around us. I wouldn't want to talk about his books or anything like that. I'd just love to see how he observes human nature. Yeah. And what do you consider to be your best find, bookish or otherwise? So, like half an hour away from where I live, there used to be this cafe, and they had typewriters and vintage clothes and lots of stuff, and they had books, and they weren't really for sale, but they were kind of for sale if you wanted to buy them, but they were just on the bookshelves. And I found this copy of Great Expectations. It's hardcover, it's so lovely. It has an inscription. It's from 1924 and it was meant to be for like $20, I think, and I went up to the lady and I wanted to buy it, and I got it for $1, which is really amazing, and it's in such good condition. Really, really lovely book. So yeah, this is my favourite. When I was in England, I found a copy of The Old Curiosity Shop in this edition, and I did not buy it. And that is my one greatest regret in life. All the books that I didn't buy. Also, I didn't buy it, but my sister got this for me last Christmas. There's an illustrator named Holly Exley, and she did this print, and it's a Beatrix Potter print. And actually, you know what? I've talked about this before, haven't I? I have talked about this before. Okay. But it's lovely and probably glary and fantastic. Anyway, that's all of the questions. Thank you so much for asking me questions. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've made it to the end, well done. Thank you for a wonderful year on Booktube, and I'll see you later, nerd.